Hello, everybody. You are actually looking at a special edition to my Rants and Raves podcast today. We are going to ISE next week, and we get to scoop on something new. As you can see, we're joined by a special guest. Mystery guest today is Jeff Hastings, the CEO of BrightSign. Hey, Jeff, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Gary?
Good. Do you remember that there was a talk show when I was a kid where they'd bring a mystery guest on? You'd have to figure out who he or she was. Well, you're our mystery guest today. And if they don't know who BrightSign is, they should check BrightSign out. BrightSign.biz on the web. BrightSign.biz. BrightSign has been the innovator in our industry in digital science players. The first time I saw something new in a digital science player, it's always been with BrightSign. So kudos to you guys. And most recently, I think everyone knows you for having the industry's first 4K players, which have been extremely popular. But now at ISE next week in Hall 8, you're going to be launching a new player. So I want to see them. I want you to tell me about them.
Yeah, so last September, we basically redid our complete product line. We brought out this really cool new industrial design, super thin. It's less than an inch thick, operates in very high temperature. So really brought a lot of innovation to something that most people have thought of as just a box, and we love some of our advertising talking about, oh, it's good to stand out from the crowd. When you put this little purple player next to kind of all the other black boxes, it definitely stands out. So that was in September. Brought out the whole new product line. We have 4 players from the LS all the way up to the XT, kind of all beautiful, shiny players, super thin. Really intended to do a lot of different things in the market, but it's been incredibly well accepted. And now half the product line is actually all 4K. So it's 4K capable, H.265, 60 frames a second, all that good stuff. So what we're doing is kind of an encore here at ISE, is bringing out 2 new products. The first product is a derivative of our HD player. So this player right here, which is our HD, which is kind of our best-selling standard definition player. And we're actually bringing out an OPS module that fits right in the OPS slot of a bunch of displays, whether it's NEC or ELO, all of those guys who have been building displays with OPS slots that primarily were built for PCs. We are now bringing an OPS player. So same reason that we did it about all of these little purple boxes is putting a lot of reliability into the player that they stick in to the back of the display. Now it can seamlessly integrate with the OPS display. Yet get all the reliability, all the content partnerships we have with content management systems, all pluggable right into the system. It's also an awesome new price point. It's a retail price of $400 US. Obviously, it's a little bit different pricing throughout the different countries with the taxes and things like that. But as a $400 list price, and that compares, quite favorably to most of the PCs out there, where they're charging anywhere from $900 to $1,100. So it really
but you have a big advantage. You have a big advantage, and that is that you're not a PC, and that's a big advantage in the digital science market.
We're not a PC, and the other thing is, we build hundreds of thousands of these and ship them every year, which there's no one else in the marketplace that makes that many.
Purpose-built, as opposed to taking an off-the-shelf shuttle PC or X-brand PC and making it a digital science player. And that's been the big difference, I think, in the way you guys have been successful, is that you're building a digital science player to be a digital science player and not taking a Windows box and modifying it.
Absolutely. That's our whole focus. And sometimes I joke with people in that it's not only purpose-built, it's purple-built. So,
by the way, did you notice the color of my shirt today?
Oh, I did.
In honor of my BrightSign video cast, it's purple.
Nice. So that's our first big new announcement, is the OPS player for, literally people are selling millions of displays with OPS slots in them. And today, the only way they could take advantage of that is to use a PC. The other thing that we are announcing is what we're calling our BrightSign built-in player. So this is a module intended for OEM manufacturers or screen manufacturers that actually want to design the circuitry inside the monitor. And we've got 2 manufacturers that have signed up. We've got a long list that's working on that you'll see later announcements coming out. But at ISE, what we're announcing is 2 manufacturers. The first one is a company called Avenue, A-V-N-U. This is just one of their players. This is a 10-inch PoE display with the BrightSign built in. So this has our module. It's a small little circuit board that's built off the same core design as our HD player. And this is completely PoE, so for meeting rooms, anywhere you want to place a small screen, they have it. And they're building sizes from 10-inch all the way up to 32-inch. Somewhere in there they cross over, I think around 18 inches where it won't be PoE. But the smaller ones will all be PoE. So they're kind of the first launch partner, and they're building it as kind of a finished type display. We have another partner called Industrial Image, and as their name implies, they build displays for kind of industrial purposes. So they build them everything from fighter jets all the way down. And so they build these displays. This one is actually intended for kiosks. So it's open, what's called open frame module. So it doesn't have a nice kind of bezel, but it's built so that now you can put this in a kiosk, drop it in there, screw it in. It's got the BrightSign player, everything all built in to the back of it. So those are our two launch partners at ISE for the BrightSign built-in. We've got a bunch of other engineering departments that are working on it.
Right. So the point would be now, if you are a monitor manufacturer, display manufacturer, and you want to integrate something better than a PC-based player, this is your way to do it. So I'm going to give you a scenario. As you know, companies like, let's throw out a name, Samsung have like a smart signage player where they put a player inside their monitor, but then you got to buy into their whole entire ecosystem. What you're saying is that you could theoretically one day have a relationship with virtually any display monitor manufacturer and give them the ability with your new board to build your player right inside their monitor.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing. And, what's different about us than kind of the other folks like Samsung who are building it in, those are kind of a secondary reason why they build that. The primary reason they build it is for their consumer product line. They're kind of smart TVs. They change that architecture every year and update it. And I know the software manufacturers really struggle with that in the professional environment because, most of them are small teams. And pretty much when you change that architecture every year, they're struggling just to keep up. One of the things that BrightSign does is we know that backward compatibility is extremely important. When we brought out all of our brand new players, you could literally take the same presentation, the same kind of assets that used to play on our previous players and drop them on our current players, and they all worked. And that's what we focus on. So a lot of the screen manufacturers are looking for a system where they can get the same kind of reliability, upgradability, and consistency year over year, because these guys, they can't be switching their software every year as kind of on the consumer marketplace. We're definitely different than the consumer marketplace. This is a pro marketplace, and what's key is that people can buy the same technology, they can deploy it over years, because that's what happens in our industry. It's not like you go out and buy a consumer TV. If you or I bought a consumer TV, guess what? Next year we're probably not going to buy a TV, and we're not going to look to upgrade that, or not going to.
Nobody upgrades it.
Yeah, and we're not rolling out 4 or 5 more at our house yet. So
yeah, I love it. But so basically, a couple of big announcements. They have the ability to build the player right into their monitor if they want, or any OEM kiosk manufacturer, display manufacturer. But then also, I think the key news for the integrators watching this is that you now have an OPS slot, which will slide into anybody's OPS slot, which is universal. And when will that product ship?
It is shipping now, ironically. Okay. We're doing the official announcement at ISE. It will be in the booth of NEC's booth. They will have it actually plugged into one of their screens and have it up and running at ISE. So you can either stop by our booth at ISE and take a look at it, or stop by NEC's booth. Also, ELO, the touchscreen manufacturer based in the Bay Area, they will also have it in their booth and will be demonstrating it from a touchscreen perspective. So we both have a regular display monitor and a touchscreen manufacturer showing the nice pluggability of our OPS module.
That's excellent. So your booth is at Hall 8, stand K240. Of course, you can see it at NEC. You can see it at ELO as well. And of course, if they want more information, go to brightsign.biz. That's BrightSign.biz. Jeff, thank you very much for joining me, and thanks for giving us the scoop on this.
All right. Hey, thanks, Gary, and look forward to seeing you over in Amsterdam.
See you in a week.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.